Good afternoon. It's so good to have you all here with me today as we work in our journal. Maybe you can journal along with me. Get yours out and let's be creative. It's a good day to be creative because we have mixed precipitation outside and there's not too much we can do about that. So we'll stay home and be warm and just be creative. It's a good thing to do. So today we're going to work in our Who Am I journal. We will be working on our 7th page in this journal, and I think I'm going to go to maybe 10 pages and then I'm going to call it quits and finish our cover for it, put it all together and see how it looks. But for now we are on page 7 and this is part 14. So let's just get right to it and get this done. So here's our envelope. It's just a junk envelope, came in the mail, and we have this nice window here. I want to do some collage on here. I'm putting it over the music paper because it's ripped on the edge. And so I want to cover that up and protect that. But I also want to make a tag that will go in and out, and I want it to come in and out from the side. So we're going to protect this first and then we'll put this over. Let's just get busy and show you what we're going to do. So I have some book page here and I want to just cut enough to go around the page. I guess I want to go around the whole thing. So my paint trimmer, cut up some paper here. I think that would be enough. And for length, we need about, let's cut it right up here. Fold that in half. And use our Barely Art glue. And we're going to glue it right down. We're not going to try making a pocket or anything out of this. It's going to be inside the envelope, so we won't see it anyhow. All right. We'll take our book and put this right on the edge of our sheet music. And fold it over. That not only looks really cool, but it's very protective, so we are good. Okay. Now we need to protect our window. So I have some washi tape here that is just about the right size to go right over that window. We'll cover that up. We don't get any glue or any messy stuff on our window. About that much. Oh, I'm probably going to have to get a straighter edge on this. Get that right on there. The book here. This could be the hardest part of our project today, is covering up our window. There we go. Let's remove a little excess here. One thing you don't want to do is use your heat gun near these windows. They just buckle right up. It's not a good thing. Trust me, I know. You can guess how I know, right? All right, so now we have our window protected. I want to collage this. Let's see, do we want to use the whole envelope or do we want to just use part of the envelope? Let's put it on here and see what we think. At this point, we could even slide it in a little, and we just might do that. Now that our book page is right here. So, do I want it to go all the way up or just part way like that? Do I want it that wide or only that wide? Such decisions, you know. We're going to go with the total width. We're going to cut off the top, and we're going to cut it off, oh, probably right about here. Now that we've opened it up on the top too, we could actually turn it this way and have our window this way. Maybe that's what we want. Now, I think to be different, because when I put pockets on, a lot of times I have them going landscape instead of portrait. So I'm going to go with it this way. It leaves us less room, but I'm still going to do that. So what I'll want to do is, I think I'll just collage the whole thing first, and I'm not going to glue it till I'm ready to actually put it into my book. So we'll do front and back, and we're going to use some book paper. We're going to use some of the print that we've been using in our book that's from Weathered Textures. I have this real pretty bright one that will add some of this to it. Some of these straight edges torn off. So do you have a special project that you're working on? I'd like to see what you're doing. If you want to post it in the comments below. It's always fun to see what everybody's working on. So it's getting to be springtime, pretty much I think everywhere. And my question to all of you is, how much does that interfere with your time working on journals or any kind of art project that you like to work on? Does that really take away from your time, or doesn't it really affect you? For me, it takes away from my time. I go really gung-ho when spring first gets here, and I go out in the yard and I work and work and work and work. And then I tend to get burnt out about June or July, it depends. And then I'm back in the house. By that time, it's too hot anyhow for me. So let's see, I got to remember this will be upside down. So I'll need to turn my papers when I get to this point. I like this piece of paper. It has the alphabet on here. I think that's pretty cool. So use this and some of these, and I think we'll just get busy and just start gluing it all down. Probably should ink our edges. We ink our edges of everything, and I'm right now stuck on brushed corduroy. Here we go. I used vintage photo for the longest time, and one day I accidentally just picked up the brushed corduroy, and I'm like, you know what, I kind of like that. I like that with this pink that we're working on. So I've switched over. They're all so nice. It doesn't really matter. I guess it's just a matter of preference of what you like. I know the walnut is dark, but it's really pretty too. Sometimes it's really nice when you're inking your edges to do like a lighter one and then go over top of that with a darker one. That really makes it look more burnt, and that's pretty awesome. And then if you tear your paper toward you, it gives you a white edge, yes, but when you ink up that white edge, it takes the ink better than when you rip your paper away from you. I went to one of Tim Holtz's demos once, and He always liked to tear his paper toward him. That's the way I was taught anyhow, was to tear it towards you. And questions about the ink pad, why I tap it instead of rubbing it. If you rub it, yeah, you'll get ink on your sponge and everything, but if you rub it, you're rubbing your ink pad, and so that's going to wear your ink pad out. Now, my ink pad is like 10 years old or whatever, and it's just starting to wear out a little bit on the edges, but it's in really good condition, and that's because I'm tapping all the time. I'm not wearing down the surface of my ink pad, and it works just as well, as you can see, to get the ink on your edges. And it makes your ink pad last a little longer, in my opinion. Although it's been proven because my ink pad's in good condition. There's one ink pad I have somewhere, and I was doing a lot of rubbing it on directly onto the paper and that, and you can actually see the difference. If I find it, I'll show it to you sometime. You can see the difference of how it looks and how worn down it is. So, yeah, it only makes sense, actually. It only makes sense that if you're rubbing on it, you're wearing it down. As the padding on it, you're just padding. And another tip for your ink pads is that if you store them upside down, the ink stays to the surface better. You want to make sure when you do that, that it is sealed shut really well. Otherwise, your ink is going to all go to the surface, and then it's going to dry up. That would not be a good thing, right? And these distress inks I found on mine, the lids on some of them are hard to actually get on. They don't want to snap on, and maybe that's just me. I don't know, but yeah. So anyhow, a little care tips that I have found in taking care of your ink pads. And of course, don't contaminate them with other colors. That can ruin like a light colored ink pad really fast. I have a really hard time with my Versamark ink pads because, oh my gosh, I try to keep a clean Versamark pad, and I'm always staining it with something or another. Finally, I just gave up, and I'm like, you know what? It still works, and if it's not clean, then that means I'm using it, and that's what I bought it for, was to use. So I gave up trying to worry about it. Sometimes there's just things to worry about and things not to worry about, and that was just something in my mind that I gave up on trying to worry about. With the tape here taken away from my window, so I can't really see how this is looking, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. Yes. So as we're doing this boring part of collage while you're watching, do you have any spring projects that you have coming up that you want to be working on? Whether it's a spring project in working in with your journaling or out in your gardens. How many of you are gardeners? I love to play in the dirt. And I have read article after article how good it is for you to get out in the dirt and actually get it. There's something that releases in the dirt, and it makes you a calmer person. Well, I don't know if it makes me a calmer person because I don't think I'm so calm, but yeah. Anyhow, gardening is good for you. Getting dirt under your fingernails. I know a lot of you would cringe like, no, no, no. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Dirt. Dirt, dirt, dirt. I went yesterday down to see my granddaughter and my great-grandson and my grandson-in-law. And that little boy, he is so cute. Oh my gosh. He reminds me, I think, a little bit of everybody. He reminds me of his uncle. He reminds me of his dad. He reminds me of let's see, his grandpa. Yeah, it's just with kids, you know, he reminds me of his mom. Depends on what they're doing and the expressions, and yeah, little kids are awfully cute. They are. Oh, let's see. I feel like I need something different here. Like I'm having too much maybe of the same thing. Maybe not. I'll look here real quick and see if I can find anything different to add. We haven't added much of my cleanup paper, so we'll take a piece of that and add some of that to it too. Okay, so I'm going to quit chatting, and I am going to let you watch this all unwind, because I'm sure you're probably getting a little bored of seeing somebody just glue some paper strips down. So I'll be back in a bit. Enjoy. Okay, there we have it. And that looks pretty grungy. It looks a whole lot different than it did with that just being white, doesn't it? It's a little bit crooked here. There. I am leaving the window covered for now because I'm not quite sure what all I'm going to add to this, and I really don't want to get anything on that window. So it's going to go in the book like this. There, that makes that whole page much better already. I have chosen out of the book that is called Vintage Garden Ephemera Collection. I've had it for a long, long time. It's from Createlet Studio. So I have chosen a bird and a frame. Maybe I'll put the bird in the frame, something like this. And I want it to be on the edge of our envelope here. So I'm going to ink that up a little bit. Maybe even spray it with some coffee. It's pretty thin paper, so I don't want to get it too wet. But yeah, it looks too bright right now. Maybe after it's inked up, it won't look so bad. Not that it looks bad, it just doesn't match the style that I've got going on here. Actually, I'm thinking after I put this amount of ink on it, I'm thinking maybe that it's going to be fine. It probably doesn't need any coffee, which will be okay because, like I say, it's pretty thin paper. I really don't want to get it too wet. Okay, so yeah, that's better. Let's get this bird inked up and it'll be better also. And our little bird has a crown. So that's better. I feel that it needs something maybe under it. I'm going to put it on between the partway on the envelope and partway on the sheet music. So what would I put under it? Something that will carry over. I don't know, I kind of like the book paper. And have the book paper carry over. You could actually carry over to both pages. I don't like this in the window. It is being very distracting to me. I have to take that out. Goodbye to our washi tape. I did pick out some washi tape to use in this layout. I'm not real big on using washi tape in my junk journals. Some of my other journals, like just my writing journal, that is more about the writing than it is about the art or anything. I will use the washi tape there. Okay, so that helps a little bit. I think let's get, if we can, the edges of this inked up a little so that white isn't so white. I don't mind that there's a little bit of naked envelope there, but while we're at it, let's go around the whole thing. I think I'm going to put some gesso on the whole thing and bring those colors all together. Probably just apply it maybe with my finger. Okay, so let's get our gesso out. I have some golden gesso. I buy it in a big container and then I just put some in this one so that I don't have all of my gesso open to the air all the time. Let's just apply some of this over here. finger painting. Who loved finger painting as a kid? I think probably most of us did. There might be some that just doesn't like to get paint on their fingers, and that's okay. When I'm painting, like, oh gosh, rooms in the house or whatever, I am the messiest painter. Oh my goodness. I try to be neat. I can't do it. Okay, I like this better too. Let's go ahead and do the back side. What there is about putting gesso on top of this, I don't know, but it does make it nicer. It just tones it down. I mean, we put the paper on there to brighten things up, right? And then we go but turn around and tone it down. I don't know if it's so much about toning it down or if it is about pulling it all together. There, that looks pretty good. All right. I'm going to take the heat gun and dry this. All right, get this back in our book. Figure out where we're going to put it. Exactly where we're going to put it. And glue it down. Okay. Two sides. I want to do the top and this one. I want to leave this one open for a tag. So and we'll leave that open until we do that side because we don't know what we want to do. So now we have a little pocket here we can make a tag and put in. Let's get our bird on here and let's figure out how we want to go about doing that. Whether we want to, I think we want to go right over to the next page. So let's ink it up. I'll just take my finger and I'll poke that right down in between the two pages. My bone folder out and smooth this out so that we don't have any air pockets or gobs of glue anywhere. You have a corner here that's stuck up a little bit. A little bit of glue on that. It appears to be. There we go. So now we have our bird. I want a few more collage elements added in there. So I'm going to go to my book. I have some words. Let's see. So this page, as I was thinking about it, I think should be like maybe my dream page. I am a dreamer. That's also part of who I am. Dream during the day. I daydream a lot. I dream about projects for my journal. I dream about, oh, just fun things to do or how to handle some situations. It's a daydream type thing. Then I dream at night. I have some pretty vivid dreams at night with some pretty vivid details. And a lot of times I can take those dreams and figure out that, you know, there's some sort of message behind them. And then I can apply that to my next day or my life somehow. And so, yeah, I'm a dreamer. So I think, or I know actually, we are going to take from My Porch Prints on Etsy, has these definitions, and they're printables, and I have dream. So I'm going to add dream to this. And let's see if there's something else in the book that I might want. These printables, these words come in different sizes, the definitions. And then I also have, they're just like tags with numbers and maybe addresses or street, whatever. Anyhow, they're pretty cool to add in on a collage. So I'm going to take one of those and add that in. Let's see. I don't think another word right now is what I want. But I do think that it needs more collage elements than what I have right here. And I'm thinking maybe of going over to the corner and seeing what I can come up with. My little box of fabric scraps. Let's see, I think we'll add some lace maybe behind that window. I'm wondering how cool that would be actually to have. Not a lot of it shows, but what does show is pretty cool. But I'm also wondering how hard it will be to get this glued down after I've done that. So maybe just on the edge. Let's and our trusty lace. All right. Cheesecloth would be less bulky. We would be able to get that frame glued down better. So maybe a piece of cheesecloth behind this circle. We would still be able to see our dictionary print. Wants to stick to me. So we could do that. I like that. Still get our bird in here. And see the cheesecloth around that. That'll be much better. Now, do I still want to add the little medallion? I really do. We'll add a piece of that trim up the side. So maybe just not as big a piece. Maybe something that would, let's see here. That's better. One, two, three. It just seems off balance to me. You know what? Let's not overthink it. Let's just do this, guys. We could be here all day thinking about this. All right, so we don't have to glue down our cheesecloth because when we glue down our frame and our bird, it's going to hold that cheesecloth in place. We will use some fabric tack. I'm going to glue this bird in so that he doesn't move. Get them right where I want them. And glue them down. That was fast, sticky. There. Now we'll get some fabric tack on this. Okay, our address on there, again with fabric tack. Yeah. Our little crocheted medallion. Go right here. And then, I'm not sure, but what this is might be what's throwing me off is the dream. Okay, so when we put this on, we want to go right along the edge so as to not to close our window here. There we go. That's pretty trim for on there. Now, to decide about our dream, if I put it up there, I think it needs to have something underneath it. I feel like it's out in left field, but yet down here it just seems, to me it seems odd. Maybe not. Overthinking it, right guys? Overthinking it. We're going up there. That's where we're going. And we're going to use this because I want to. Is it the best thing? I don't know. I can't make a decision, I guess, today. But I know I like it. Yes, and I want it hanging off the page. Like that. Then I want my dream on here. Let's glue it right down. Okay. Brings it up a little bit, doesn't keep it all down in one spot. I'm good with that. Now for a tag, the masterboard pieces. I don't know if they're quite big enough, actually. Seems to want to slide in there and be just right, doesn't it? Yep, I think we're going to do that. Now, I am not going to do a lot to the tag because what I want to do is when I go about journaling on this page, I want to put a picture in here. And right now, I don't know what picture I want to put in there. So this is the tag that I'll be using. And it's done on the back. It's been all inked up. I will add some of this paper to it, just in case when it comes time for me to journal, I don't have any more of it. I want to make sure I get some of that on there. I do, though, want to keep a spot where the window's going to be right along this edge. Let's put it in here and see again, get a visual feel for it. We can have it slide right in there. So it's going to be this area right here is where I'm going to put the picture. So let's take some of this pretty paper and add it to the edge. And then maybe we'll let that be enough. And then when we add our picture, we'll probably add a word or something. Yes. And so the picture will go here. I want that there. I think I said in the last video, I feel like I'm cheating when I pull out something that I have already half made. I feel like, gosh, I'm not doing my work. But it's been done beforehand, so I did do it. All right, there we go. There's our tag. And like I say, I'll finish this tag when I go to journal in my journal. For now, it all matches nice. It's got the same paper. And we'll slide it in here. And there's nothing wrong with the way that looks either. So, there we go, guys. That's our page for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're going to journal today. Get your books out, and I don't know what your weather's like. Mine is not very good for doing anything outside. It's cold, it's wet. So I am going to probably work in my journals, one or the other of them, all day long today. I've already done up the housework that I need to do, and the guinea pig's cage is all clean, so we are good to go for the rest of the day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I will leave the complete playlist in the bottom, in the notes. If you've missed some, then you can go back and check it out. And hit like and subscribe and ring the little bell so you get notifications of the new videos when I upload them. So have a great day. We'll see you again soon. Bye now.